very warm welcome to you wherever you are watching us from. My name is Abdulrazak Ali and this is Dalsan TV, Somalia's top #1 TV station for news and updates. We have a lot lined up for you on this Friday, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Senior Al-Shabaab commanders killed in an airstrike in central Somalia. Somalia to defend itself if Ethiopia seals illegal port deal, Somalia president says. Mogadishu police identify suspects in Mogadishu abduction and murder case. And the US imposes major new sanctions on Russia. Welcome back. Now let's delve into a full bulletin. Senior commanders of the Al-Shabaab group have been eliminated in an airstrike carried out in central Somalia by the Somali National Army with the support of the international partners. Senior commanders of the terror group have been eliminated in an airstrike carried out by the Somali National Army supported by international allies. The operation targeted the militants' largest bases in Galhareri district, known to be one of their strongholds. Military sources reveal that the airstrike was launched when substantial number of Al-Shabaab members were present at the targeted base. The Somali army is currently engaged in an ongoing operation, and a comprehensive report on the number of militants neutralized will be released soon. Galhareri has been a key focus for the Somali army and its international partners as they intensify efforts to liberate the region from the grip of the Al-Shabaab. President Mahmoud has declared an all-war against Al-Shabaab, leading the government's relentless offensive in central Somalia. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has said that Somalia will defend itself if Ethiopia goes ahead with the deal to set up a naval base in the breakaway region of Somaliland and possibly recognizes the territory as an independent state.
Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud said his country would defend itself if Ethiopia goes ahead with a deal to set up a naval base in the breakaway region of Somaliland and possibly recognize the territory as an independent state. Landlocked Ethiopia agreed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) on January 1 to lease 20 kilometers of coastline in Somaliland, a territory that Somalia says it owns, even though the northern region has enjoyed effective autonomy since 1991. Ethiopia said it wants to set up a naval base there and offered possible recognition of Somaliland in exchange, prompting a defiant response from Somalia and fears the deal could further destabilize the Horn of Africa. Somalia and several Western countries, including the United States, which regularly carries out strikes against militants in Somalia, have said Ethiopia's port deal has boosted Al-Shabaab's recruitment efforts. Somalia and several Western countries, including the United States, which regularly carries out strikes against militants in Somalia, have said Ethiopia's port deal has boosted Al-Shabaab's recruitment efforts.
Police in Mogadishu have identified the people responsible for the killing and abduction of a young man in Mogadishu's Heliwa district. The spokesperson of the Somali police force, Major Sadiq Aden Ali Dodishe, told reporters on Thursday that the perpetrator who killed Abubakar Ahmed Karash are known and will be apprehended soon. Police in Mogadishu have identified the people responsible for the abduction and killing of a young man in Mogadishu's Heliwa district. The spokesperson of the Somali police force, Major Sadiq Aden Ali Dodishe, told reporters on Thursday that the perpetrators who killed Abubakar Ahmed Kabah are known and will be apprehended soon. The victim, who was a well-known figure in Heliwa, was forcibly taken from a neighborhood in the district by 4 men in Toyota Sav. Residents of the Garisbale neighborhood reported hearing gunfire around 3 a.m. Wednesday night.
waxay soo qabteen 6 qof oo dhalinyaro ah oo la rumaysan yahay inay amniga iyo xasiloonida qalqal ku ahaayeen gaar ahaan carwadaas ciidamaanku gacanta ku dhigeen iyagana baariso wala soo gabagabeeyay waxaan lagu wareejiyay maxkamadda awood u leeyahay cadaalad u maraan degmada Buur-Hakaba taariikhdu markay ahayd 17kii bishii February 2024 abaara 9kii iyo 20 fiidnimo ayaa Allah u naxariistay marxuum lagu magacaabi jiray Nuno Cabdiyo Enow waxaa lagu gowracay gurigooda sida dadka shacabka ashtakadooda ay la yimaadeen soo gaarsiiyeen saldhigga booliiska degmada
The abduction and murder add to a series of recent events that have shaken Mogadishu. Just days ago, the body of a federal government official from the breakaway region of Somaliland was discovered in the city, further heightening concerns about security in the area. The United States unleashed on Friday its most extensive package of sanctions on Russia since the start of Ukraine and Russia war, targeting Russia's financial sector and military-industrial complex in a broad effort to degrade the Kremlin war machine.
The United States will be slapping sanctions on more than 500 targets linked to Moscow in action marking 2 years since Russia began its invasion of Ukraine, the number 2 Treasury official told Reuters on Thursday. It's part of a coordinated Western effort to pile pressure on the Kremlin, with Britain also announcing new sanctions on Thursday and the European Union the day before. In an interview with Reuters, Deputy U.S. Treasury Secretary Wally Adeyemo explained what the sanctions, coming on Friday, aim to do.
Making sure that Russia can't get access to the goods they need to build the weapons that they want, and also taking responsibility for slowing down Russia's access to the revenues they need to prop up their economy, but also to build the weapons that they want going forward. These sanctions will be targeted at the military-industrialized complex in Russia, but also in third countries, those companies that help facilitate Russia's access to the goods that they want.
U.S. President Joe Biden had earlier said major new sanctions were coming in response to the Ukraine invasion, as well as the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, though Moscow has denied responsibility for what happened to him. Biden met with Navalny's widow Yulia Navalnaya and their daughter on Thursday. The White House said Biden expressed his admiration for Navalny's extraordinary courage and his legacy of fighting against corruption and for free and democratic Russia. Meanwhile, the fresh penalties Britain announced take aim at 50 individuals and entities linked to the Russian weapons industry and sources of revenue in the metals, diamonds, and energy industries. Among them are 3 electronics companies in China. The Chinese embassy in London responded with a statement saying, quote, "Any action that undermines China's interests will be resolutely countered by the Chinese side." The new rounds of sanctions add to the thousands already targeting Moscow after it began its invasion of Ukraine on February the 24th, 2022, which has so far left tens of thousands of people dead and reduced cities to rubble. Although Russia's economy has performed above expectations in the past 2 years, IMF spokesperson Julie Kozak said on Thursday it was, quote, "clear that Russia is now in a war economy." She pointed to its reliance on military spending to boost weapons production and government subsidies to prop up consumption, while inflation is rising in the country.
That's all we have prepared for you. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dalsan TV. Keep watching Dalsan for more news updates. Till we meet again, have a lovely evening.